Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, if you didn't know by now. We've had a couple of interviews already, absolutely amazing. I now have Priscilla Moy with me. She is an actress, a model, and all the above. She is, you are absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful. What, are you Japanese?
I'm Chinese.
You're Chinese.
I am.
See, I never get it right. I know. I always get it kind of middle.
Yeah.
So you are full-fledged Chinese?
Yes, I am 100%.
100% Chinese. And were you born in China or were you born in the United States?
I was born in Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago, yes.
That's right, because you don't have an accent. You have a, well, you have an accent.
Yes, I have a Midwestern accent.
Yeah, you have an accent.
Yes.
So you moved from, how was it in Chicago for acting and all that?
You know, that's why I'm in Vegas now. I've been here since April 2019, right before the pandemic.
Oh, you arrived right at the right time, where everything
the right
closed
time,
down.
honestly. You know, and then that's also when, not only the pandemic, right before that, but like when everything really started in Vegas, I think.
Yes.
More filming, a lot of people
Yeah, a
coming here,
lot more
shows.
filming in here.
Yes, a lot of things are happening
Yes.
here.
So you really did come here at the right time.
Yes, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
How now? Did you get much work in Chicago?
So I have been in the industry like 12 years now. I started when I was 16, you know, and I was really set on making sure that I understood what I was getting into, right? I didn't want to just be another girl walking in there,
No.
you know, wanting to be an
But
actress,
you also
model.
have to know. You have to know.
Right,
your
you have to be aware of.
You've got to know your profession, because
Yes.
everybody thinks that you walk in and you just try to get this part, and you might
Yes.
get it, and then you don't do really anything. But you've got to go
Right.
into. You've got to be dedicated.
Yes. And you have to understand, because especially at the time, it wasn't that inclusive,
No.
right? And I am petite, and I'm not like model height, and I'm also, you know, Asian. So there are a lot of things that kind of inflict on whether or not I get certain jobs. So what I did was I
thought
just
about that. Being
really,
short.
yes.
Yes, but you're very, very pretty.
Oh, thank you.
She's beautiful.
When I started at the time, like it was a little rough. I was still trying to find my way. You know, I was
Yes.
bullied a lot. I was never pretty known like back then.
Well,
to
I
other
just think
people
that
in
was
school.
jealousy. I think
Probably.
the majority.
I
of that
don't
was-
know.
Yeah,
But look
who
at me
cares?
now, right?
Who
Here we
cares?
are.
Who cares? Who cares?
Right. But, you know, so then I just started freelancing. I wanted to become good at my craft. So I did a lot of theater. And then when I went to college, I went to a college called Illinois Wesleyan in Southern Illinois. And I went into their BFA acting program. So I wanted to train in theater acting. I wanted to be good, have a good foundation.
So you were getting yourself 100% behind
Yes.
the scenes of everything that was
Yes,
going on.
yes. I wanted it to carry. I didn't want to be like a one-hit wonder. I wanted to make sure that if anything, there's something I can fall back on, which is like the foundations, a
Yes.
certain method, really
Or
like
what
the
am I
work
doing
ethic.
wrong, and how can I
Right.
perfect in what I want to do?
Right, yeah, the work ethic is insane.
Because
in
now
theater.
you
Right.
probably, as an actress, you have to actually perform as who you are. You're going to be Asian, whatever you're going to be, whatever they're going to
Yeah.
cast you for. So you have to take that on.
Yes.
Have you taken it on, and are you
Yes.
excited about it?
I
Because
am, you know.
there's not many Asians out there, and I have
Yes.
very few Asians come on my show, and I'm always saying, why? I mean, because you're all so beautiful and so lovely.
Yeah.
And I often think it's because the demand isn't out there, but I truly feel the demand is coming very much bigger, it's much
Yes.
wider. Is
Yes. I'm thinking it is, thanks to, you know, big stars. Like I would always thank BTS, if you've ever heard of that K-pop group. You know, I
Yes.
think they really opened the eyes for a lot of people to look at an Asian culture and not just keep them in their own realm.
In that box.
Right. Yes. And so, like,
Open
I know
the box.
they're in K-pop, they're Korean. They don't do exactly like what I'm doing, but at the same time, people are now opening themselves up to people who look like us.
But
you know?
also, Asians are very quiet people. They don't
Yes.
seem to create
Yes.
a big hassle, bustle,
Yes.
and all that
100%.
stuff.
Right.
They're brought up very reserved.
Yes.
So do you think that has been kind of detrimental to you as of, I don't know if you were brought up reserved, but I'm quite sure you
Yes.
probably were. You know, mind your P's and Q's,
Yes.
don't interrupt, don't do this, don't do that. This is how they're brought up. They're brought up with this culture. So you had to get out of that culture a little bit.
Yes.
But you still
absolutely.
maintain it.
I still do, especially when I'm on sets. Like there's professionalism and a way to hold yourself. But then when there's a time when I feel like there is injustice, or a time when I want to stand up, I want to be that voice.
I
wanna
want
have my
them
own
to see
brand.
me. I want them to
Yes,
notice
and
me.
I want them to understand that, you know, like there's more to us. You can't walk on
I'm
us.
not
You
just a
can't
pretty face, I can
Right.
act.
Yes. Yeah, I can do whatever. Anyone can do whatever they set their mind to. You know, you just have to want it. You have to put your foot down.
But that's like any business you go
Yes.
into. Anything you you want, anything you want to do, whether it's owning a hotel or having a restaurant,
Absolutely.
you've got to dedicate yourself to
Yes.
that particular thing.
Yes.
And that could be very hard to do because you just be very flippant about it.
Mhm.
So what is your favorite? Do you get many modeling jobs?
I do. Now that I do.
No, you do.
Because,
So how
you
did you work that out? Because you're not the tallest person
No,
out
I'm not.
there.
I'm not the tall person. But that was one of my things was, okay, so how can I stand out? How can I get them to notice me and to want me to model for them and go past my physical attributes, right?
Yes.
And it was just becoming great at it, researching, dedicating myself to do a lot of freelance shoots on my own creative direction. I love fashion, so it's styling my own things, finding a location, doing things that no one else is doing. And because I have a gymnastics and dance background, I incorporate that into my poses.
So you have gymnastics.
Yes.
So all this help.
All of these
Did you
things.
do that purposely to get you where you are?
I always loved the sport of gymnastics, and I've always been athletic in that way.
Yeah.
So
You were good at it.
Yes, I think. You know what? Yes, I was. We're gonna own it.
Yes,
You know what? I
own
was.
it.
I'm owning it. But
you were good at it.
yes,
That's why
I think
you did it.
I think so. Now that I look back, I'm
And that
like,
comes in
interesting.
very handy.
It does. For
Now,
a
what
lot of
happens
things.
if you're on set on a movie and they want somebody to do gymnastics or something? Would you pipe up and say, well, can I help you out
Yes.
because I've done that?
Yes, I would.
Are you? You would do that.
I would do that.
Good.
Yes.
Because sometimes we get very shy and we think, we can't interrupt,
Yeah.
and the directors are not going to like it, the
Right,
producers are not going to like it. Well, that's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah.
I think actors can be a little bit more outspoken.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're going on for a part, what would you like to play, and what do you like? What is your
Well, right now I'm working on a couple of, films, trailers. I really recently went into stunts, like doing an action film, tactical training, kung fu, and that's been a lot of fun. I want to get out of the whole, rom-com relationship type thing. I really love to do something.
So you like to be active on
I do.
set.
I do.
You
I
want
always
to-
thought Mulan was like my dream role. I feel like I'm like her in real life.
Oh,
You know what I
well,
mean?
Yes.
Like I take the hit
Now
to be the bad guy, right?
the only way you can do that is showing people that you can do it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you've got to get that out there.
Yes.
So do you have reels? Because I know we have a 2-minute reel or a 1.5-minute reel that we can send out. I know they can't be too long.
Mhm.
A lot of people say, "Well, I want mine 5 minutes." And I say, they know from the first second. The first second they see you, they know whether to go goodbye or will continue seeing
Right.
it.
Right.
Unfortunately, but that's the way it works.
Mhm.
So you have a reel that
do.
shows all this stuff.
Yes. Right now it's still being worked on. I constantly want to update all of my things.
Yes.
So, and then now with all more recent things, and I'm just trying to put that all together. It's always a work in progress. I don't think it'll ever be set one reel.
I
It'll
think
always be
as an
changed.
actor, actress,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, I think there's always a work in progress. I think there's
It
always
is.
working on
Yes.
something because you've got to, as an actress, you've got to be you, but you've got to portray that person.
Right. Right.
Is that hard?
It is, but I think that's why I'm so glad I went to school because I learned how to approach a role.
Yes.
That works for me.
Yes.
You want to be yourself, but you can't at the same time. But you rely on your life experiences, things that you've gone through,
Yes.
in order to get to that certain point in that scene. And be present
And
with
be
what's
present
going on.
of what's
Mhm.
going on, and also
Absolutely.
portraying that person.
Right,
You've got to portray
right.
this person.
Yeah, that's not you. You don't want to be the same in every role. That's
No.
what I'm scared of. I never want to be the same.
You don't typecast.
Right. Right.
You could be typecast because
Yes.
you're Asian.
Yes.
So this is kind of the problem. So you need to be in a 007 movie.
Oh, I do. Please, someone, please. Please
used-
let me know. I'm ready.
I knew the Broccolis, Robert Broccoli and his wife. I knew them actually, and they were wonderful people. And then their daughter took over, and she now does everything. And I don't know if she's in California or whether she's in London, but they're still doing it. So, what roles do you play right now? Do you have speaking roles? Speaking
I
parts?
do. I
See,
mean,
this is the big thing.
I'm very humble in a way where nothing's too big, nothing's too small. So I do. If there's a background thing coming up, it's a job, right?
Yes.
So for me, I'm like the hustle is very important. So
Yes.
I'll do background.
But you'll be seen.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll meet
Yeah.
people, and
Yes.
I'm just the more I work, the bigger my resume gets. Experience you learn on set.
Absolutely.
So yesterday I did a commercial for a Nevada, PSA, we're drinking and driving. I had lines in that one. I was the principal.
Oh, how about you? Were
Yes.
the principal in that one?
Yes, I was. Oh my gosh, it was
Awesome.
a lot. I was really nervous, but it was fine.
And was
I'm like-
that was for Vegas?
Yes, it was for
driving.
Vegas, like Nevada. Yes.
Nevada, so you
Zero
don't drink and drive.
fatalities. Yes, that type of commercial.
Was that one of the biggest ones you've done?
I recently was on a film with Wesley Snipes and Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, now it's coming out.
Yes.
Wesley Snipes. Like, oh, sure, yeah, okay.
I was in a Ben Affleck commercial, so I got to
Oh.
meet him. It was by fate and J-Lo's mom. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
You know, but yeah, I'm working on a couple of films now.
And what are they? Films that are coming out
Films that
soon?
like
Are they well-known
they're
films?
working. One of them is a trailer. A lot of these are going to be submitted to film festivals and things like that. But to me, it's a big deal, right?
Yes.
It's work.
It's
You know,
work and
it's a
it's
new role.
progressing. Yes.
They're all leads.
Now, when you
So-
go into a lead and you're going through something, are you nervous or are you worried, or do you go in feeling, I know this part, I've studied, because you study, I'm quite sure you study
Yes.
with the talking of it, with the action of it, so you research it,
Yes.
you research it a lot. So when you start it, you know exactly where you're going.
Yes. So when I always get the script, I read through it. I always ask questions. I want to know, you know, the time period, the relationship between me and all of these people. You know, doing a backstory,
Yes.
really, to just find out who this person
Who
is.
am I?
Who am I? What do I do?
What am I portraying?
Right. And then what are the reasons as to why they're doing certain things in the moment. And so then it helps for scene breakdowns. So
Yes.
depending on the shoot schedule, I go in there knowing, okay, this is exactly what's happening in this moment.
The
This is
producer
the
must love you, and the director, they must love you.
I hope. I mean,
Well, if they don't, they should, because if you go in prepared,
yes.
that's less work for them.
Right.
And when you know your lines, how good are you at memorizing lines? Is that
Oh,
a
I
good...
think I'm pretty good at memorizing. I do. I mean, I worked to become like that since high school, you know, because the theater is not easy. I train in theater, so you got to know everything right when you start rehearsing.
Well, yeah, because
you
you're
know?
talking to that person,
Yeah.
other person. If you don't have your lines that they're supposed to know,
Right, and it's
then,
live.
then they don't.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
If you're saying the wrong line, they don't know what to come
Yeah,
in.
that, or they just have to know their character enough for them to improv to know what their character would say.
Yes,
You know, that's
yes.
also another thing. You know their
Another
character.
thing.
Yeah.
So you're going into this full-fledged.
Yes, I am.
Do you do anything else?
I paint. You know, I just love to be out there.
You paint houses or
I
you paint
paint
pictures?
acrylic on canvas. You know, paintings is a secret little hobby of mine.
A secret.
So-
What do you do? Landscapes?
So, no, I mean
Portraits?
people, ocean, you know, things, whatever in the moment I feel.
You feel.
You know,
Do you sing?
I don't.
So
Not
you and
really,
I, we
like
don't
to.
sing,
I
so we
like to
don't
sing.
expect a song out of us. I
No,
know
but no.
my us took us they sang, but that's not going to
Yes,
happen now.
not me,
That's
no.
not me.
I was at the Grammys though this past weekend, and that was an
How
amazing
did you like?
experience.
How did
it
you
was
like
an
it?
amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of celebrities, see BTS in the flesh right here. It
Oh,
was
really?
a moment, honey.
Oh,
Living,
What about the
yes.
Academy Awards? Did you guys see that?
No, I wasn't there. No, I
No?
did not go to LA for
Well,
that.
maybe it was just as well. You
I
weren't
know.
there.
I want a story to tell.
We all have a story.
But-
Someone was asking me, did you see what happened with Will Smith? I said, who didn't?
I know.
It's like, who didn't see what happened? It's gone worldwide, you
Right.
know. And I, you know, whatever the outcome is, I wish the best for both of them.
Yes.
So it's, you know, very hard. How can anybody reach you?
Instagram, my handle at Priscilla Moy.
Moy,
Facebook's
M-O-Y.
M-O-Y.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Priscilla
then
Moy.
I have Facebook, same name, website, same name. Yeah.
Okay, Priscilla
so
Moy. Just look
type
it
me in
up.
on Google.
And
bunch of stuff will
great
pop up.
personality, lots and lots of energy. But she's starting out as knowing her profession, and
Yes.
you're learning it as you go on. You will never stop learning
No.
because every single
Yes.
film and every part you take is going to be totally different.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun, though.
I know.
Right?
Isn't
It's
that
always
exciting? That's what
It's
makes
a
life
challenge.
exciting. It's a big challenge. And it's
Yes.
great. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll be right back with our next
Thank
guest.
you.
Take care.